This is Pastor Tim coming to you from Bend, Lomita United Methodist Churches in Central Texas, trying to build a biblical foundation, a way that you can stand on the scriptures and understand what they're saying and make them part of your life. We figured that the Bible stories have to be understood, have to be known and understood before they become part of us. It's like any other story. When the story becomes part of us, we remember it. It shapes us into who we are. And so in preparation for Easter, we're looking at some of the parables. The parable that we're looking at today is the prodigal son. I started to say the wrong one. The prodigal son. The prodigal son was one of two brothers that a father had, and he some of the best fights we have are in family. Some of the best Bible stories are about family. So the story comes to us that one son, the younger son, is tired of being told what to do. He's tired of other people lording it over him. He's tired of working. He just wants to have a good time. So he asks his father, "Can I have my inheritance now?" In essence, you don't receive your inheritance until you die. So in essence, he's saying, I want to act like you're dead, that you're nothing to me, and I want my share now. The father could have said no, but he doesn't, because he knows that the younger son will be unhappy. He's probably unhappy already. And so he says, yes, you can have your inheritance, which is 1/3 of what the father has. The other 2/3 are to go to the older brother, who gets the biggest part of the inheritance. So he takes his part and he sells the property. He sells the sheep, he sells the land. He sold what God has given to their family as a gift. And he doesn't want to have anything to do with his own family. He doesn't want to have anything to do with his religion, with his culture. And he takes off to go to a far country. He wants to go where nobody knows him, and he doesn't know the rules, and he can get away with whatever he wants. He spends the money pretty quickly, and he didn't make any friends because they all left too. And he ended up in a land that has famine, and he can't eat unless he finds a job. So he finds a job as an assistant to a pig farmer. That was one of the most disgusting jobs for a Jewish person. Pigs were unclean. They didn't have any in Israel, and they didn't want to have any. They didn't want to be around them. But he ends up as the low of the low. He's a foreigner without credentials. He has no rights. He has no resources, and so he ends up as farming, and then pig farming. And so one of the best stories or best parts of the Bible, I think, is in the scriptures say he came to himself. He realized who he was and where he belonged. He didn't belong there. He hadn't been himself. He wasn't himself when he was wildly spending money to have a good time. He wasn't himself when he was farming pigs, when he was taking care of the unclean animals. He realized he needed to be with his father. So he makes a plan to go back and say, "Let me be one of your servants." The father must be looking down the road every day because he sees the son coming, and he goes running to him. He embarrasses himself because you have to hike your robes up to let your knees go and when you're running. And so he shows his white legs and knobby knees just to go embrace his son. His son starts with a speech, but he doesn't even let him finish. He's so glad to have his son. He could have said no. He could have said, "No, you're going to go by your plan because you don't deserve it. You need to pay a price for what the pain you caused." But he doesn't do that. He has a celebration. Celebration not only for he and his family, but for the community. Because the community also needs to know how to receive him. They don't know what to make of this prodigal son coming home. So he has a party to say he's accepted, he's loved, he's in the part of the family again, and he's also into the community. And so that's how much God loves us. God loves us to ridiculous and extravagant ends because he wants us to be at home. He wants to be back where we belong. He wants us to come to ourselves, to realize who we are. So if you've been struggling with who you are, with that maybe changing in your life, realize that you are a child of God and you're beloved by God and welcomed back home. And I hope that that will carry you through the most difficult times. Okay, I will see you next time.